So something unrelated to the video, but as I was moving, I had a bit of an accident and my bike has just tipped over and I think something broke. Welcome to a slightly hot and humid day here in Thailand. Now, this is gonna be a video test of the Samsung S24 Ultra. Now, I am currently shooting on the selfie camera, and I am shooting in Ultra HD at 30 frames per second. And I am also using the internal onboard microphone of the S24 Ultra. There is a highway running across here. It's quite busy, and there's whatever that person is saying back there. So it's also kind of like a real world test of the microphones on this phone. It does have some noise reduction features which we are gonna test out later, and you can see how the selfie video camera performs when there is like some slight backlight from the gray sky behind me. You can kind of see the white balance has changed, sort of. I don't know if it's gonna come in the video. Like here it looks slightly cooler, but then when I go back, yeah, the white balance doesn't seem to auto lock. Now of course this phone does have the Pro video mode where you can sort of lock the white balance down. Okay, so this is the selfie camera. Let me know how it looks. Is the sound from the cars passing at the highway overpowering? Can you still hear me? And I am holding the phone at like an arm's length, and I can feel like my arms are a bit tired. If I come closer, I think it's way too close to my face, but you could do this. So yeah, front facing camera, Ultra HD, 30 frames per second. Now I'm gonna switch to the 1x camera. I'm gonna be shooting at Ultra HD, 30 frames per second. This is my little scooter, my little Honda Click. Let's get close up with it. It's very dirty. It's rainy season here in Thailand, and let's see how it handles vegetation. So we are here at the local park. This is my local park. We are testing the front facing 1x primary camera. Now we are doing Ultra HD, 30 frames per second. I will show you also a test of it at Ultra HD, 60 frames per second. So let's see how the stabilization is. I'm not using action mode or steady mode or anything. This is just the 1x camera shooting at 4K 30 FPS. So I'm gonna do a slight run, okay? Okay. Not bad at all. Now I am jogging, I'm not really running, and I'm holding the phone with my hand. Okay, that was just like a slight jog. Let's do something more resembling a sprint, okay? Okay, 3, 2, go. Okay, I'm sprinting now. Camera at eye level. Oh, what do you think? All right. So that is the 1x camera. There is the sky over there. We got some vegetation, and then we have me. Okay, so this is how it would look like if you are vlogging during the day. It's a gray, cloudy day. This is what it will look like. So if you're considering getting this phone for content creation, I hope this gives you an idea about what to expect from this smartphone. Very loud. Okay, all right, let's switch to primary camera at 4K 60 FPS. Okay, so something unrelated to the video, but as I was moving, I had a bit of an accident and my bike has just tipped over and I think something broke. So let me move it and then let's see what the damage is. Okay, so the only thing that broke was this piece that came off my brake lever. So kind of pissed at that. So what made me fall was this bit over here. This is the ultra wide. You can see like it's really slippery. So as I was coming right here and taking a turn, I took a tumble and I see a scratch over here, and luckily my mirrors are okay, but they're very shaky. I'm glad they didn't break because they're not extremely cheap to repair. But other than that, I think I came off relatively unscathed. So yeah, not good. I also spilled some coins over there. Okay, continue with the S24 Ultra video test. Okay, as promised, I am now shooting in 4K 60 FPS. You can now see, hopefully, that there is a change to the smoothness of the video. Everything looks a lot more actiony, all right? And this is just the 1x primary camera. That is how it handles the light change. You can see from there to there, from there to there. So the aim of this video is, if you are thinking of buying the S24 Ultra to make content, I know the gold standard is the iPhone 16. The iPhone are the gold standard for mobile content creation, but in my opinion, the S24 Ultra is also a valid choice for anyone to look. So this is 4K 60 FPS. Now, one thing I want to point out is that I used to have a 16 Pro Max and the camera and the video output was pretty great. But here in Thailand on hot and humid days, that phone would get incredibly hot. When it was really hot, the phone would sometimes give me temperature warnings, the screen would dim, all sorts of problems. But right now I'm shooting in 4K 60. The S24 Ultra has gotten slightly warm, but nothing alarming, and I am positive that I can shoot lots and lots of videos on this phone without it being a trouble, like the iPhone 16 Pro Max, or God forbid the 15 Pro Max. So this is the S24 Ultra 4K 60 FPS. Let's do some sort of close focusing with this leaf over here. Okay, now I'm not shooting in log or anything of the sort. This is just the hit, press and play video. Okay, nothing like log, nothing of the sort. Okay, all right, you can see some focusing because I had previously tapped. Okay, all right, 4K 60 FPS. Now we are gonna move to the 3x camera in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is a 3x telephoto and we are shooting in 4K 60 3x telephoto. Now you've probably heard that the 3x telephoto on this phone is nothing great, and unfortunately I can confirm that it is not spectacular. It is a small sensor, and the aperture isn't wide. Like in low light, this 3x telephoto is not very usable at all, but here in the day, you be the judge. You tell me what you think of it. This is the 3x 4K 60 on the S24 Ultra. Yeah, 3x. So the S24 Ultra also does give you an option for 2x. Let's see what that looks like. Switching to 2x, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is the 2x. So this is a crop on the 1x main camera sensor. So it is usable. I think it is usable, and but I would probably tend to use one of the telephoto cameras. Speaking of the telephoto, let's go to 5x 4K 60. Let's see what it looks like. 3, 2, 1, go. 5x. You can see it's not the smoothest of transitions, especially if you're used to iPhone cameras, which transition between lenses very smoothly. This one, it is smooth, but it is slightly jerky, and you can kind of see the changes in aperture when it does it. It either gets slightly brighter or slightly darker, depending on which lens you are switching from. So that's the sky. Okay. 4K 60 on the S24 Ultra. Now, my comments on the 5x camera on this phone are that it's pretty good. I actually like it. Like you can kind of see in this shot over here with my scooter, there is something sort of like a natural blur to it. Like it's not the greatest, it's not the worst, but there is blur. So in my opinion, I find the 5x on this phone is better than the one that was on the 16 Pro Max and the 15 Pro Max, because as I said before, I have used the 16 Pro Max for an year. So I tend to like the 5X. I think it gives better results in both photos and videos. So I prefer the 5X on this phone as compared to the S24 Ultra. Okay, those guys are probably wondering, what the hell is that guy doing? Okay, so 5X, I should probably pick up my helmet. 5X. So lastly, let's look at the 10X 4K 60. There's the 10X. You can see it's not a big jump. 5X, 10X, 5X, 10X. So in your mind, you might be tempted to think that the 10X is a big jump, but it really isn't. So this is a crop on the 5X camera. So it's just cropping in on the sensor of the 5X. So let me know what you think. What do you think of the 10X? It's usable in my opinion, at least here during the day. If you want to reach out and look at something that's farther away, you can see like this is the 1X, this is the 10X. So it punches in considerably, okay? 1X, this is 1X, 10X, okay, 1X, 3X, 5X, 10X. Okay, last one. I don't know how usable this will be, but let's punch into 25X. Okay, 5X, 25. Oh, grainy footage, but you can kind of see that's the highway I was mentioning earlier. Okay, 25X. Okay, let's find somewhere else to film. Alright, so we are out here at a different section of the park, and I have switched back to doing 4K 30 FPS. This is the 1X camera, and let's switch to the 3X. I'm gonna look at the tree over there. Okay, 3X. That's the 3X camera. What do you think? That's 3X on the S24 Ultra. Okay, let's switch to the 5X. 5X. It has quite a bit of reach. You can use this to zoom in and punch in on something to see closer details. Okay, 5X. Let's do 10X. 10X, that's 10X. You can see it reaches out quite a bit considering that this is the 1X and that's the 10X. So you can see it does good zoom. I think the zoom on the S24 Ultra is better than any iPhone, including the 17 Pro, in my humble opinion. I don't have them side by side here to test, but that's just my opinion. This is the 10X 4K 30 FPS. Now, this is a good spot to test the ultra wide, so I'm gonna switch to ultra wide. Yep, here you go, ultra wide 0.6x. It's not a 0.5x as the iPhone. This is 0.6x, but I think it is just as wide. Okay, here's my trusty little steed. You can see 0.6x. This is me, 0.6x. So you could use this to vlog during the day. What do you think? How is the video quality? What does the microphone sound like now that it's a bit quieter where I am right now? Okay, 0.6x, 0.6x ultra wide on the S24 Ultra. We are shooting in 4K 30 FPS. Oh, my mirrors are so dirty. Okay, oh, nasty. All right, so that's the ultra wide. Now I'm gonna go somewhere where we can test the that's me just switched to the selfie camera. So I'm gonna go somewhere where we can switch to doing some log footage now. Okay, yeah, we want to see what the log on the S24 Ultra looks like. Now, one more thing I want to point out is that there is a setting on the S24 Ultra where you can switch to high bitrate video. Now, I have already enabled that on all of the videos that I'm shooting now. So in case anyone is wondering, the high quality video has been switched on. Okay, so let's go and test out the log footage on this phone. Okay, don't try this at home, kids. So I am currently shooting on the ultra wide, and I am using this phone grip, the phone grip case from Taurus, to sort of hold my phone in case of anything. And I'm gonna try and see what it looks like if I want to shoot it while riding my scooter. So this is a fairly tame road. Definitely don't try this if you are somewhere with busy traffic, okay? Because you only have one hand on the controls. So yeah, if you were curious, like you wanted to do vlogging on a motorcycle or a bicycle. This is how it looks like on the ultra wide 1x. Yeah, we are here in northeastern Thailand. It's a rural part of Thailand. That's the park where we were at earlier. Yeah, and this is the highway. So we are going to a local temple, and hopefully you can get an idea of the stabilization, because it is fairly bumpy, the road, and we are on a scooter. So we're gonna go straight ahead. I'm gonna slow down because this is a bit of a blind corner. Okay, so I am shooting in 4K 30 FPS, high bitrate video. So yeah, we're just gonna roll up on the local temple over here. If I see any cops, I'm definitely ducking. I don't want to be seen doing this. I doubt they bust my balls for it, but you never know. So I come here occasionally, but I haven't been here for a few months. Yeah. Lots of scooters here in Thailand. Lots of scooters. It is the primary way people get to where they need to go. I'm gonna switch to the ultra wide. Nearly hit grandma. This is one temple, but that's not where we're going. The temple we're going to is straight ahead. Hopefully you can hear me. Dudes without shirts. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Probably sounds like shit. I do have a microphone, but I just didn't carry it. I don't know why. Yeah, up ahead is the temple where I am going to shoot some log footage for y'all. It is a terrible day to be shooting videos. It's overcast. Yeah, so not a great day. Oh, nice bike. Okay, here we go. This is log footage from the S24 Ultra. Now, I hope that you take this footage with a grain of salt, because it's not a great day to be shooting videos. The skies are very overcast, so everything looks flat and unappealing. But this is the normal wide primary sensor, and I'm shooting in 4K 30 FPS and Samsung log. I am of course gonna color grade it, and we are gonna see what it looks like. Now, one thing I don't like about the log footage on the Samsung is that unlike the iPhone, there isn't an easy toggle in the primary camera mode where you can just switch to log. Here you have to go to the Pro Video section, and it's a lot more fussy than the standard layout. So I don't really like that. This is the Pro Video section of the Samsung S24 Ultra. Now, with the iPhone, when you are in the regular video section, there is a toggle right around here to the top left that lets you shoot in log. But with the Samsung, you have to go all the way to the Pro Video section right here, and the Pro Video section has a sort of different interface that I think for beginners is not so easy to use. But my biggest gripe, as I mentioned earlier, is that to switch in between cameras is a bit finicky. Now, you can see here, you might be wondering, like, there's the ultra wide, easy, there's the wide, easy, there's the telephoto, easy, there's the super telephoto, easy. But once you hit record, it changes and brings you into this other format where you no longer have the ability to switch camera lenses as easily as when you're not recording. So you can see now we have to use this very finicky slider, which is not easy to use, I'm not gonna lie. So that is a minus for the S24 Ultra if you intend to shoot a lot in pro video mode, or if you intend to shoot a lot of log footage on this phone. Okay. Lastly, we have Samsung's holy grail video feature, 8K video recording. This is it. It only allows you to do 30 frames per second. I think 8K 60 will be too demanding on the phone. And one great thing is that the phone is not heating up at all. It's like 32 degrees right now. And if I was shooting on 8K in the iPhone, which it can't do, it would be really warm by now. The screen would have dimmed significantly, but the S24 Ultra is handling it like a champ. Now, I think there is a bit of difference in the processing and the colors on the S24 Ultra when you switch it to 8K, but I will have to check later on the computer to see if this is indeed true. Now, it looks like you can shoot in 8K from the One X, and only the One X? Let me see. You can zoom in all the way to 5x. That's the maximum when you're shooting 8K, which is decent enough. So this is 8K. I think it's not a very usable video format, but one good thing about 8K is that if you need to crop into your video a lot, it gives you the extra resolution to do so. For example, like say I'm shooting this shot, right, and later I want to reframe and focus on the Buddha statue over there, then it's much easier to do it when you are shooting in 8K, but it does record a very large file size. Okay, this is 8K on the S24 Ultra. You can see how it looks. And so that's it for today's video. I'm gonna end it right here, shooting 8K 30 FPS. I will be doing subsequent. So I was gonna end this video at the previous temple, but then I remember that there's a cool little spot up ahead down this road. So hopefully I can find it, and hopefully there shouldn't be a lot of people there, and we can get some more footage for you guys to look at and analyze. You can already see we have some Buddha statues. Hopefully no one will object to me being here. Yeah. So I am shooting in 4K 30 FPS. And you can see over here we have some Buddha statues. One of them is pretty big. Feeling kind of awkward being here. I hope I'm not disrespecting or crossing any boundaries, but there seems to be no one about. So hopefully no one should mind, especially the local temple dogs. Okay, oh sorry, this is the ultra wide, not the 1X camera. This is the ultra wide. So I'm gonna switch to the 1X now. This is the 1X camera, 4K 30 FPS. How does it look? 2X. We are zooming in on the big Buddha statue. You can see there is something like an offering at the base. Let's zoom in closer and get that. 3X. This is the 3X on the S24 Ultra. This is the video quality you can expect if you plan to be doing vlogging outside during the day on overcast days. Okay, 5X. 5X. This is definitely my favorite camera on this phone, the 5X camera. You can see at the base there we have some offerings. I'm gonna zoom into it on the 10X. Okay, yeah, some incense, some flowers, some water. We have some nagas at the base and a large gold and white Buddha statue. This is the 10X. Can we go more than this? Yes, we can. 25X. You can see the expression on it. You can see the details, all the while remaining at a respectful distance. You can see I'm not close at all. So I'm trying to put some distance between myself and the sacred place. So this is the 5X. That's something you always have to remember while you're in Thailand. Be respectful. We've had cases of people being very disrespectful to the local culture in the past. So I'm trying my best, and Okay, I'm gonna try and record some log footage now, okay? All right. This is the log footage on the S24 Ultra, and this is the normal wide camera log footage, 30 frames per second. And then we have the, oh, you cannot shoot log in with the ultra wide camera. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. Smooth zoom in, 2x, 3x, somewhere around 5x here. 5x, okay. 5x log. I'm gonna color grade this for you guys to see later on. Okay, so editor Michael here, and I have just finished editing the video that I took today, and I have some thoughts. First of all, if you are shooting the footage straight out of camera in HDR, I recommend that if you're using Adobe Premiere Pro, you switch to the Rec 709 color space. Next, I do want to mention that no audio or video post-processing was done to any of the footage or audio that you hear in this video, with the exception, of course, of the log footage, which I have to add LUTs to and minor color corrections. Next, I want to mention that I do think that 4K 60 FPS is the way to go when you're shooting on the S24 Ultra. It introduces less of that EIS jitter that I personally really dislike. So if you're shooting static video like I am right now, 4K 30 FPS is gonna be nice. But if you are doing more of a vlog style, you are hand holding your camera, it's not on a tripod, and you have more movement and more dynamicism in your footage, I do recommend shooting in 4K 60 FPS. Next, in most countries, including Thailand where I'm at, the S24 Ultra, as compared to iPhones within its price bracket, really gives you good value for money. For example, here, the S24 Ultra used or refurbished goes for the same price as iPhones such as the iPhone 13, the iPhone 15, the iPhone 13 Pro, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now, from the iPhone 13 onwards, the stock video footage will be higher quality than what the S24 Ultra gives you. I mean, it's gonna have better dynamic range, better sharpness, better stabilization. iPhones are really good at just video footage, normal video footage. If you're gonna be using the 1x camera, if you're gonna be using the selfie camera, I do think that iPhones will give you an edge. However, there are extra features that the S24 Ultra has that I personally think make it a better content creation tool than iPhones like the 13, 15 or 13 Pro. And these include, number one, the zoom capabilities. This is a very strong point for the S24 Ultra. I showcase the 5x, the 10x that you can do, and you can reach out, which are really handy if you're doing like natural vlogs out in the field where you need to reach out and you need to see more, okay? So the zoom capabilities, they are much higher than even the 13 Pro Max that is in this price point. Next, I do want to mention the microphones. The microphones on the S24 Ultra really surprised me. Right now, I am using the Holyland Lark M2, but in the video before, I was using the inbuilt microphone on the S24 Ultra, and it really surprised me. The noise reduction, the voice isolation are superb. I genuinely believe that if you are doing this kind of videos where you're just talking to your phone in an indoor environment, or you are vlogging in a low to moderate noise environment, I genuinely think that you do not need a microphone solution like what I have here. This cost me about, how much was it? Maybe $50 US if I remember correctly, but the mics on this phone are so good that you literally do not need an external microphone, trust me. Next, I do want to mention that the bare bones, the normal footage that you get, 4K 30, 4K 60 FPS, not log, but the normal high bitrate footage that you get from the S24 Ultra is relatively easy to work with on your computer. I had no problems editing and scrubbing through my timeline with the footage on the S24 Ultra, so it is easy to work with. Next, I do think that all things considered, the video quality that you get from the S24 Ultra is good enough. In some aspects, it is great. This, you can definitely start a YouTube channel. You can definitely start doing whatever kind of content creation you need to do. And lastly, in pros, I do want to mention that the Samsung log footage is good. I approve of it. It gives you that natural video footage that is free of post-processing and over-sharpening that most smartphones tend to do. And if you have a project where you want to have certain creative capabilities, you want to give it a certain look, the Samsung log will definitely enable you to achieve that. Now, let's talk about cons. So the first con that I noticed today, being an overcast, gray, yucky day, is that the highlight control and the white balance control on the S24 Ultra is not great. I did have several scenes where the highlights were overblown. Nothing massive, nothing that's a deal breaker, but if you're trying to have a certain consistent and constant level of quality in terms of highlight control and white balance, I think the S24 Ultra falls short. That's one of the things that I was impressed with the 16 Pro Max when I had it for years, that it could really control highlights, exposure, and white balance very well. So that is a weakness of the S24 Ultra, unfortunately. Next, I want to add the fact that the log footage, if you are working on a lower end machine, is not going to be easy to work with. Like when I was doing the log footage and the 8K footage as well, I did have a lot of dropped frames and I did have to restart my computer once. Okay, and so to conclude, I do think that the S24 Ultra is definitely a valid, viable, and good option for people who are looking to go into content creation. If you already own one, or if in your area it's a good price, I can definitely say go for it. That's it for today's video. It's already been long enough. Thank you so much. Please leave a like, please leave a comment about what you want to see in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.